This morning, Puck News calls it Musk's Icarus moment. In other words, flying too close to the sun. And they say they found deep distrust with Musk, widely viewed as weird, radical, and selfish. That's directly from Puck News this morning. With us now is Tara Palmeri, senior political correspondent at Puck. To what extent, Tara, is Elon Musk crashing the cabinet meeting this morning?
Yeah, I would say he's a crasher. I mean, he's also invited by the president of the United States, but his role is clearly a layer above cabinet and closer to the president. But he was an unelected official and he wasn't Senate confirmed. And yet he is telling these cabinet officials what programs they need to cut, which employees they need to fire. And these people are just getting into their roles right now. And they're just managing the situation, trying to figure out how the place works, right? And here you've got Elon Musk and 40 people, a very small staff that does not have the time to actually go through and understand these departments, these agencies, these programs, these grants, and figure out what is needed and what's not. And they're just haphazardly getting rid of things. And here you have department heads taking calls from members of Congress, senators who are saying, don't let him cut these programs, like Katie Britt, the senator from Alabama. You know, she's been back channeling to cabinet secretary saying, if he touches NIH funding that goes to the University of Alabama, like, do not let him anywhere near that, because it's hundreds of millions of dollars that her state gets. And I think, you know, in rhetoric, Republicans are fiscally conservative, but if you actually try to touch the programs or the entitlements that their constituents use, that's very unpopular.
Yeah, it does seem as if in the last week, few days, something has changed. Again, you guys called it the Icarus moment, crossing some kind of a line there. Washington Post reports that some people inside the administration are frustrated. We're getting the same thing here at CNN. We're hearing that cabinet secretaries are frustrated by this. So is it in a new phase now, do you think?
Yeah, I do think so. I think he's crossed the line, especially these emails, this bullying email, respond with the 5 things you did last week, without any consideration of what this could expose, by the way. A lot of people work on very sensitive topics, some of them related to public health, public safety, national security. You had Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence, one of Trump's close allies, Kash Patel, the FBI director, another very close Trump ally, telling their staff, do not respond to this email, because what you were working on, there's a very good chance that was classified. And the email, you're supposed to CC your manager on it, which could expose the entire government organizational chart to hackers. And let's not forget that the email that it was going to, it was one single email to the Office of Personnel and Management, which has been hacked recently in 2015. Like, these emails, they're easily accessible. And the Health and Human Services, their administrator, wrote to employees saying, please, if you're going to respond, do not talk about any of the programs that you're working on, the drugs, the experiments, whatever you're doing. Do not actually provide any real detail, because you have to assume that whatever you send will most likely be hacked and then used by scammers. And it could end up in this is the stuff that China spends, billions of dollars trying to understand how our government works so they can mine it as a map. And this is just giving them more intel.
Tara Palmeri, it will be a fascinating cabinet meeting. We need a body language expert to analyze how everyone is seated and where. We appreciate your time this morning. Great to see you.